The federal government of Nigeria has stated its displeasure over the constant disregard of lifting of the lockdown by Nigerians all across the country. The chairman of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, Boss Mustapha, said this spells danger for Nigeria during his briefing on Wednesday, May 6, 2020. He's saying the overall assessment of compliance with the measures and outcomes of modeling we have developed point in the direction of danger ahead. We therefore need personal discipline, increased awareness and enforcement, he said according to the Daily Post. Mustafa further said, I want to reiterate the fact that our individual and collective safety is in our hands, and I re-echo my call and appeal to Nigerians to demonstrate our duty to ourselves and loved ones by minimizing the risk of getting infected by the virus. On Monday, 4th, 2020, the phased and gradual easing of the lockdown commenced in Lagos, Abuja, and Ogun. A few hours later, several photos of Lagosians crammed at bus stops and bank entrances went viral on social media. These disturbing photos and videos, which showed people not adhering to social distancing, led the NCDC to state that another lockdown might be on the way. So guys, we've been talking about this whole thing that yes, people should just be responsible. They should take responsibility of their lives. It's not for anybody. All of these things is not for anybody. It's for themselves, and also not for themselves alone. Because if it affects A, it could affect letter T, letter S. So it is not just going to be limited to that particular person that is being affected. A typical example is what we are experiencing in the north. They are trying to bring all the Amajiris down to the southwest. Even in the face of a interstate lockdown by the federal government, they are not obeying it. And of course, you have to live by example. Now he's trying to beg Nigerians. Now because they have already flouted the rule. So they want anybody that falls into that category, they want to hold that person or those kind of people responsible. They themselves, I think he flattered even in the midst of the lockdown before the ease down. He flattered the other themselves, himself and his colleagues, his entourages. They did the same thing. At the end of the day, they were pleading, they were apologizing that it will never happen again, which they deliberately flouted. So what are we talking about? If you don't live by example, you expect other people to follow or to follow suit. It does not work that way, and that's why it's begging Nigerians. You see them, do what I say, but don't do what I do. That is their motto. So but for Nigerians, we need to take responsibility of ourselves, of our lives. Life is so precious. Your action can be detrimental to other people, which is very, very key. As far as this COVID-19 is concerned, everybody must take responsibility. So avoid the lockdown, because a lot of people have been pushing for lockdown. Even in Lagos, some people have been coming out, there should be second phase of lockdown because of the way things are going, most especially the increase in number. I think it's the same Boss Mustafa who said, talking about the Amajiri of a thing, you guys have to tell all your governors to keep all those Amajiris in their states. Let them keep them. You see what people have been talking about. You see the people who have been talking about a bad governance. It's not showing, it's evidence. All those people that they have castigated, those who are still suffering, those who are still condemning, those who are complaining, those who are coming out to say things just the way they are. I think they can see that. They can see now. They can see what it has cost. Now all of them are saying Amajiri must end. Amajiri must end, because the governors forum, and this man is really championing it. Is the one who is saying things about this Amajiri of a thing. Malam El-Rufai is the one who has been saying it, and we know what they have been doing before now. We know the position they have been taking before now, because they believe that those people were being used to their advantage when election time comes. The same El-Rufai was telling us, oh my goodness, yes, we are opportuned, we are privileged to be in power, we are this and this and that. Is it not shameful? What have you been doing that your people are all over the place? You always create responsibility and you want to transfer your responsibilities to other people. It's not going to happen. I begin to hear a lot of people on radio now crying out, oh, we don't want them. Our governor should not allow them. And somebody said, no, 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 you guys brought this government in. You must allow them. All of you that supported this government, but it's a different ball game entirely. But that's by the wayside. But one thing is that everybody must be careful. And they themselves, they know what has been happening. Seeing these people, whether it's the government that will load these people inside lorry or trailer and begin to distribute them all over the place. The governor of Cross River State now has rejected them, and somebody was like, "Oh, let them accept them," just like the way they did in what is it called in Edo State. I don't know whether exactly what they did in Edo State. Whether they accommodate them. They did tests according to what they said. Out of 108, about 5 or 6 or so were infected, and the rest ones they told them to continue going to where they are going to, because they said they were coming from Kano State heading to Lagos or Ogun State. So after doing those tests, we don't know whether they kept the ones tested positive, whether they kept them in Edo State. So somebody was advising or thinking or suggesting that the governor of Cross River shouldn't have even sent them away, because that one sent them away outrightly, because they've never recorded any case of a COVID-19 in that state. And somebody was like, oh, they would have taken them in, isolate them. Isolate what? When there is lockdown. I don't know whether you guys are getting it, because they want to change the narrative now. Oh, that they would have allowed them. Every Nigeria has right to stay anywhere. When the lockdown was there, did anybody say that every Nigeria must not be locked? That everybody Nigeria has a freedom of moving from places to places, and coupled with the fact that there is the lockdown order that nobody should move to another state, and you are telling us Nigeria, this one Nigeria, they just use it to slap people on the face, as if people don't know what is happening. Now it has become that when people who are supposed to take care of their people did not take care of their people, they are amassing wealth to themselves, doing all manner of things, bragging here and there that they know how to play politics. They've been in power for time immemorial. And now you are telling us that there's one Nigeria. Which one Nigeria? When all the appointments will be located to one area, and yet you say people should talk about this one Nigeria. If one Nigeria must take place, let them do the needful. It's as easy as that. To me, it's as easy as that. But coming back to what Mustafa is saying, I don't think he has done well in that area, because they flattered the other by themselves before now. And that is why people will continue to accuse them that you are talking. What about you? Someone says, what do you mean by this? When you people are using lockdown to make money to enrich yourselves while the poor are dying. Okay, it's referring to the statement made by Boss Mustafa that there's danger ahead. Jesus is the solution of COVID-19. Let the church open and see what God will do. Well. The church, maybe they are planning to open churches, good and fine, but it is not a yardstick. It's not criteria for people not to pray. You can pray anywhere. You can command. You can send forth, as he sent forth his word. His word will heal them from all diseases, from all manner of infirmities. You can speak the word and somebody in America will get it. So what are we talking about? So in your house, you cannot speak. You cannot pray. I don't just understand it. If the government is ready to open the church, good and fine. But this idea of until when church is open, that is when what? So God is not in your house. God is not in the market. God is not in anywhere you go to. You are the carrier of his presence. So what are we talking about? We should not try to mix things up here. Someone say, which church? Forget this thing. They are after their money, Joe. Yes, my brother, the final solution is Jesus. Yes, Jesus is everywhere. Jesus is in your heart. It is not the four buildings, not the corner. Jesus is in your heart. Someone say, you are on points, bro. They should open church. Heavens will never fail to bless you. You have said it all. If they like, let them make it 3 months. Without Jesus, they are making no headway. Why can't the church cleanse the country of the virus before they were shut down? I don't even understand, because some people are just so gullible. We need to be objective in all of these things. Like I said before, in many months before the lockdown started, we were hearing this thing from what is it called? Oh my goodness, I can remember those days. I mean January time, a lot of pastors were coming up. Oh my goodness, they want to go to China, they want to deliver them. But now the thing has come now. Everybody had that opportunity. The information had come before the lockdown. What happened? Why did the church not pray that it shouldn't even come in the first place? We need to be objective. Some people will tell you, are you a Christian? The question is that, are you a Christian if you believe that it's until when church is opened before things can happen? That means your Christianity should be questioned, because wherever you are, you will speak. You don't even need to talk to anybody. You don't need to start shouting. You don't need to start saying, oh, forget it. You will go on your knees. You will do the homework. You will do the homework at the background. You don't need to come and be shouting, open church. Do the what you want to go and do in that church. What is there in that church? God is in your heart. Wherever you are speaking from. God is there. You will do the homework behind the scene. You will see things begin to fall in place. That is just the way it is. That is the way it is. We are just trying to digress. That is not even the case. If the government wants to open it, good and fine. But not until when the government opens church, before things can happen. Before things can happen, before God can hear prayer. Nobody is talking about. Everybody believes in God. In your closet, you pray to God, and things will begin to happen. Things will begin to happen. Just for example, maybe you are going for an interview, or you have an appointment, or there's something you are believing God for. By the time you get to the meeting, you must have done your own work behind the scene. At home, you must have prayed. As soon as you get there, the favor will just start. The doors will just start opening. So not until when you get to a particular place, you have a particular place that you must pray before God will answer. That is just the narrative I'm just trying to make here. Someone says, did you give Nigeria money to stay at home? We have come to what people are saying based on what according to what Boss Mustafa said. Did you give Nigerians money to stay at home as the virus stopped spreading since lockdown? The money that was supposed to be used to empower the masses, at least to curtail the spread of the virus by citizens being at home. Where is it? Nigeria suppose. Okay, Nigeria super story. Our governments are self-centered. Of course, they are self-centered. Now they will be telling you all manner of things, telling you cock and bull stories. Oh, there's going to be danger, this and this and that. Do your part. Once you do your part, believe you me, Nigerians will do their part without anything, without much stress. So, guys, let us hear your opinion concerning what the federal government is saying, that there is danger ahead as they tell Nigerians. Leave your comment below and let's have your take.